Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to this talk and getting involved with the Product Marketing Festival. We hope you've been enjoying the stages and the talks so far, and you're in for another good one right here. But before we kick things off, we just wanted to say a quick thanks to everyone who's helped make this festival happen. Sponsors, partners, attendees and speakers. Shameless but obligatory plug, and in case you missed it, we recently launched our very own product marketing certification. If you haven't already, check it out. Enjoy this session.
Your customers are your best spokespeople, so you want to make sure your prospects hear what they have to say. After all, trusted endorsements can drive faster sales cycles and boost marketing conversions, which helps you unlock faster growth. But when it comes to going on the record, even your best customers can go silent, and who can blame them? Partnering on case studies is time-consuming, and it's painful to work through the legal approvals often required. Luckily, there's another way. With Tech Validate by SurveyMonkey, you can easily capture feedback from satisfied customers and transform it into powerful content, like verified case studies, testimonials, and reviews. Want charts that show ROI, cost savings, or competitive differentiation? You got it. With our platform, you'll quickly build an arsenal of highly targeted social proof points, segmented by industry, company size, or buyer persona. You'll get the tools to easily deploy your new customer evidence into top marketing channels and put it in front of your sales team to share with prospects. Plus, there's no need to wait for legal for approvals. With Tech Validate, your customers can opt to share their name or provide testimonials anonymously, with all customer evidence validated by a trusted third party. That's why hundreds of companies, big and small, use Tech Validate to get social proof at scale. Ready to see how it works? Watch our product tour today.
Thank you so much for being a part of the first day of Product Marketing Alliance's Product Marketing Festival. It's so exciting to hear from some of the best marketers at all levels from industries across the globe. Don't forget to join the conversation by tagging your post with hashtag PMMFest, F-E-S-T. My name is Alex Verdon. I am a Senior Product Marketing Manager at EverFi, an international tech company driving social change through education. We address challenging issues affecting society, ranging from financial wellness to prescription drug safety to workplace conduct, as well as other critical areas. In my spare time, I mentor marketers across industries and run a side hustle with my sister called Vertical, where we focus on branding, content, and training. Before getting into product marketing, I worked in many different marketing functions, from demand generation to campaign management to events, even lightly touched on marketing ops. But by far, product marketing is most aligned with my naturally curious personality. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge the state of the world. The world's climate, although currently uncomfortable, affords us the possibility to be transformational. As product marketers, we play a critical role in our organizations as they navigate this new normal. Product marketing connects customers' needs to the value of each of our organization's products and services. We understand the voice of the customer and are champions for them. We have unparalleled knowledge and can assist teams in articulating our products or services' unique value proposition in the market. I love this phrasing from Alicia Carney, Global Marketing Product Manager of Growth at Deliveroo, via the Product Marketing Summit in London. Product marketing is the glue that brings disparate stakeholders together. And from my own experience, to varying degrees throughout my career, I felt that consistency was lacking around the products and services I marketed when someone did not play this role, even if it wasn't by product marketing name. It seemed like there was always a need for consistency between messaging, data, market research, persona development for the products and services that I marketed. That is why I truly believe building demand and creating a successful go-to-market strategy with collaboration at the center is critical and will be in the weeks, months, and years to come. And product marketers, or those who tackle these tasks without the PMM title, are going to own this strategy. So let's get started. Let's jump right into an overview of go-to-market strategy. To build demand, it's essential to have a plan. The next slides are by no means the only way to get up a go-to-market strategy. I base these insights on my experiences. I currently quarterback launches as a product marketer, but was previously a collaborator while working in demand gen and other marketing functions at different organizations. Take a look at these stats. Ready, set, launch? Not so fast. 42% of shut down startups that launched a product didn't solve a valid customer problem. That's a huge percentage. The biggest problem companies encountered when launching a new product is lack of preparation. And finally, according to the late Harvard Business School professor Clayton Christensen, each year, more than 30,000 new consumer products are launched, and 95% of them fail. Wow. Many new initiatives at organizations worldwide launch each year, and unfortunately, statistics consistently point to the fact that product launches often fail to be successful because they miss the point when it comes to customer needs or market fit, or more generally, failing at preparation. So, what's the first step in a successful launch? Planning. A go-to-market strategy is how your company will bring a product or service to market. Sounds easy, right? Not so fast. There's a ton of layers underneath this simple definition. For product launches, I tend to put them into two buckets, as do many other product marketing managers. The first is product development, where you are introducing a new product into an existing market. The second is diversification, where you are launching a new product into a new market. A go-to-market strategy should also be used for situations where your organization is undergoing M&A, changing focus or rebranding, or announcing a new feature as part of a larger product or service portfolio. And remember, key benefits of a go-to-market plan are: it minimizes customer acquisition costs, it ups customer experience, it protects against lost revenue and costs due to a failed launch, it brings everyone in the team together on the same page and is the guide throughout the process. It increases your company's agility, and it reinforces your brand position. Now that we have set the baseline for what a go-to-market strategy is, let's move into the different components of a plan. As you can see on this slide, I've listed out the standard stages of a go-to-market strategy, which are often product launch planning for alignment with the organization's business objectives, as well as alignment across key teams, including product, sales, marketing, and other critical functions to help make your launch a success. Research to determine the product market fit, marketing and sales strategy and campaign development, and finally, of course, launching the product as well as the post-launch follow-up. And by no means are these four buckets everything. They are just the typical buckets you will most likely find regardless of organization, industry, or product. And this is a simplified visualization of the go-to-market process. Each bucket can be layered or repeated in different ways. Also, you see those arrows down at the bottom? Yep, the unsung heroes of all go-to-market launches are the feedback loops you put into place. These will help avoid communication and process breakdowns and help you, the product marketer, shape and reshape the processes needed for a successful product or service launch. Collecting feedback during each stage could be aligning your team around your agile environment with stand-ups and retrospectives. It could be setting time to meet and review as a team or individually, sharing out a survey for easy quantitative feedback, or simply having virtual water cooler conversation via your chat function or video conferencing function. Not only do you collect valuable insights from these conversations that can help you tighten your launch processes, you will also build trust and a sense of community with each launch, which is so important. We will dig into each bucket on the next few slides. And before we jump off of this one, I have one last piece of advice. Although all go-to-market strategies fall somewhere on a matrix of maturity and complexity, it's essential to start small, break large items down, and keep your goals smart. Otherwise, your launch plan is a wish with no guardrails to see it through. You'll recall that the SMART acronym will help your launch goals and objectives be clear and direct by keeping goals specific, sensible, and straightforward. Be measurable, giving you and the launch team the ability to monitor goals and move forward. It will help your goals and objectives get completed by setting small goals to level up to the main prize. It'll keep you realistic and reasonable. With feedback loops throughout, you can take an assessment of where you are and what is in your toolkit that needs to be used. And of course, make them time-bound. Nothing lasts forever. Your goals and your launch plans should have a start and end date with milestones along the way. With clear timelines, milestones, and goals, you can start to put together a strategy that will have a successful launch. From chatting with my network, it appears many PMM teams are lean. By keeping the SMART acronym front and center, you'll be able to manage smoother launches and effectively project manage initiatives that take outside collaboration. And for people that are managing a go-to-market strategy that might not be a product manager, this is a simple way to create a great process to build out the need and the why around maybe putting a product marketing function at your organization. So, phase one of the go-to-market strategy will generally involve these two parts: roadmap planning and research. I could name a lot of tasks, but the launch planning phase will generally include steps like defining the launch size and timeline, mapping the time frame to the product and engineering team's launch plan, putting together project management documents to map key initiatives like pricing, naming, launch team meetings, and refining product positioning. A pro tip for this stage is to consider t-shirt sizing your launches to standardize what is required for each launch on your roadmap. A small launch may need strategy to start 2 to 4 months out, whereas an extra large launch might have many deliverables and take 6 to 8 months of planning. This is where close relationships with your cross-functional team members is vital, and keeping feedback loops open will help you and the team get a clearer sense of items that we'll mention in the research phase. Research during a product launch is critical, absolutely critical. It is important to create or revise competitive analysis, TAM and market research, buyer personas, pricing, review customer feedback and the market landscape, build out FAQ, and start sourcing questions from different team members, from sales to account management. This will help you as you get later into the launch process. Revise and revisit messaging and functions and features documentation. A great foundation of living and iterative documents will pay dividends in later stages of growth and customer support. By being the voice of the customer, setting the plan for launch, and sharing substantial quantitative and qualitative documents, you'll lead from a position of strength, which is critical given the unmatched knowledge PMMs possess. The prep work in the previous slide will pay off in this phase as you develop assets, trainings, experiences that explain how your product or service is the solution that your buyer personas or your buyer person seek. Sometimes buyer personas can feel a little impersonal, and it's important to remember at every stage that you're not marketing to a particular organization, you're marketing to a particular person who has needs and wants and desires. This is why product marketing is so important as a customer advocate. During these phases, it is so important to remember that PMMs do so much work connecting the dots internally around our customers, their needs, their wants, problems, outlooks, drivers, and the list could go on, like I mentioned. We need to use this knowledge and the larger market information we know to lead from a position of strength. Whether you're collaborating with marketing, sales, customer success, product, or senior leadership, remember you are crafting powerful value stories and perspectives that you can provide for campaigns that could end up generating high quality leads and high dollar revenue. I think Ron Ashkenas of Schaefer Consulting penned it best in a 2016 HBR article when he wrote, "Figuring out an approach for going to market is one of the toughest things for a startup to do. But without understanding the customer's issues, it's almost impossible to get right." This thought can be applied to industries outside of startups, as it is a critical pain point for organizations and why launches fail. It's also important that once the product launches, the team looks at KPIs to determine, was this go-to-market effective? Although KPIs vary, here are some common ones that I've seen tracked across product launches: number of leads, number of new customers, customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value, and or selling time. As a guiding light during all stages of go-to-market, you'll see these 5 C's, and it will apply to all dimensions of your launch strategy: company, context, customers, competitors, and collaborators. For the company component, ask yourself, are your company's resources and capabilities in a position to meet customers' needs? For this phase, many organizations will run a SWOT analysis and take that information, distill it down into different resources for various teams. For context, and sometimes you'll see this called climate, ask yourself, are there limitations due to political, economic, social, or technological trends? Many organizations for this component use a pest analysis. For customers, it's important to work with your customer success team, your account managers, to analyze the needs, wants, and characteristics of current and potential customers. Try looking at market segments, how frequently purchases are made, how many items are purchased, will the needs of the customer change over time, etc. Building this out and getting that feedback loop started and open collaboration is so critical to sharpen the spear when it comes to product launches and the larger implications on your product portfolio. Take a look at competitors. Look at the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential competitors, as well as trends in the competitive environment. Collaborators. Make a list of potential distributors, suppliers, or any other party that could help with your goals. And this list is from Griffin & Co. And I just think it is a wonderful resource, and it's in the appendix in the back of this talk. So one question I've gotten when I have shared this talk with some of my colleagues is, why focus on go-to-market strategy as the key point for collaboration? And I'm discussing using a go-to-market strategy as a key point of collaboration with teams across your organization because in a product lifecycle, it aligns with the introduction phase and helps propel you into the next stage, growth. During the introduction phase, one can expect to see high costs, low adoption, lack of awareness, kind of a bummer situation where you're fighting for your life and fighting for market share until you find the product market fit and growth starts to accelerate. The introduction phase is a critical time to get key internal contributors understanding their role in the success of a product launch and beyond. For example, once you start to see costs coming down, adoption increasing, and awareness building, you're rising into the growth state, which is where the organization will want to put its foot on the gas and implement more robust marketing and sales strategies. To supercharge these campaign implementations, it will be important to have open collaborations with these teams to inform the strategy by what you, the product marketer, or you, the person who is doing all of the tasks that a product marketer would do, have learned, what you've seen, how you've tweaked your launch plan, your personas, your messaging briefs, and how you can help make a more effective case in market. And I think this is a good point to just reiterate, sales thinks that they're doing go-to-market strategy. Marketers think that they're doing it. Maybe senior leadership thinks that they're doing it, but product marketing is really playing that quarterback role of bringing products to life and helping all different functions get the product into market. So by getting buy-in of other leaders across the organization early, you can spark excitement, build strong relationships, and open lines of communication. For example, I currently work at a B2B SaaS organization, and my critical cross-function team members are demand generation, customer marketing, impact and education, product, sales, and sales enablement. Of course, there are opportunities to work with other functions, but these groups are mainly involved in every plan I create. By bringing the right stakeholders, you can iterate on the best process for developing key go-to-market strategies, break down silos, and remain agile during the launch. The star, which you'll see in the graphic on this slide, that brings a team together is the product marketer. In smaller companies or companies that are in industries that don't traditionally have a product marketer, it is common for the roles, tasks, or initiatives to fall under the marketing team or the sales/sales enablement team. It is up to leaders in the organization to make the case for a product marketing role. So with that, we've kind of broken out what a go-to-market strategy is, what a launch plan is, and now we'll roll into the second phase of this presentation where we talk about collaborating on different product marketing initiatives as you build demand and as you launch new products or services in the market, or as we mentioned, are using a go-to-market strategy for M&A, rebrand, or releasing a new feature or component of a product or service. So before we tackle how to collaborate with marketing, sales, product, and customer success, I want to level set on my own experience as a product marketer. And you can see I've borrowed the nice graphic from the Product Marketing Alliance and put myself right in the middle, because as a product marketer, I am responsible for compelling product stories based on the product's unique ability to solve buyer challenges and pain points. I'm responsible for robust and insightful personas to educate the organization on buyer needs, motives, and challenges. I am collaborating with revenue teams to inform pricing strategies. I'm developing competitive intelligence and creative intelligence in each area of the business and educating various functions on them. And of course, I'm helping with the successful launch and many times quarterbacking that launch of all new products across the business through coordinating all launch efforts, in addition to producing key product marketing deliverables for new products, as well as refreshing product documentation, buyer personas, market landscape for products that are already in market that need to be tweaked as needed. And these tasks really align with the research firm Serious Decisions list of the 5 core product marketing disciplines: buyer persona, expertise, insights, needs, and preferred journey, product messaging, positioning, and differentiation, go-to-market strategy, offerings being brought to market, the launch process, and sales readiness and knowledge transfer. So with that, from my own experience, it's been really great to work at the size company that I do. It's around 500 employees. And it's a great experience to bring a bunch of new products to market, as well as new features and refreshing old products. I think when people ask, what is a great reason to look into the product marketing role, it really is that central strategic role that will be deciding messaging language, will be coordinating with all the different components in a business to shape outcomes around a product or a service. So with that, we're going to jump into how to work with each of these functions: marketing, sales, product, and customer success. So we'll start with product, and that's really where your BFF within the organization when it comes to go-to-market strategy and roadmap planning. Key areas that I tend to focus on with my product team are roadmap planning, project planning around roadmap launches, and really trying to educate myself and understand the technical information with all the products that we deliver to market and the new features that we release. So, for example, I work with three main roles in the product team. I work with my product line owners, and those are the people responsible for the portfolio of products, one or more product lines within our organization. And they are tasked with maximizing the value of their portfolio through key product roadmap decisions and allocation of resources. And they're likely managing, and they are managing, the other two functions that I work with. So I work with product managers who are responsible for a single product or a product line, including in-market versions as well as development roadmap. So they're really close collaborators around user personas, user experience, product concepts, product requirements, the roadmap, release schedules, different things like that. And then another role that I work closely with within the product team is the project manager. And they are responsible for course project plans from planning through, development through the release. They're in charge of schedules, day-to-day workflow, servicing key decisions and obstacles, sprint planning, and risk identification. And by collaborating with these three roles, a product manager can effectively leverage their insights for a successful go-to-market or product launch because of their deep experience on the product side. We can take their information and create an effective launch plan that is on cycle with their release schedules, as well as take their technical information and how they're building the product or service and what are the requirements, and apply that into our messaging briefs. Take that into consideration from a persona development perspective, and really work in tandem to give a clear picture of what the product should be in market and how to build out a roadmap for, second half 2021, 2022. What are the features? What are the services? What are the new products that we need to be building? This relationship is so important. So the product team tends to need from the product marketer feedback from other teams. So I'm really a central point to make sure that my PLOs, my product managers, are getting the insight from the field, from how the campaigns or positioning or products are resonating. Things to consider for adding to our 2021 or 2022 roadmap, making a business case. The other things that I work with the product team on are buyer's journey resources, pricing information, and then what I take away from this team is really product roadmap information, product and portfolio updates. It's really the starting point in some ways to get everything else going from a collaboration perspective. So one of the closest, I think, relationships that I have in my role as a product marketer, and I think that a lot of product marketing managers do from networking events and just chatting with people via LinkedIn, are with the marketing teams. And it depends on different companies how your marketing team is structured. It might be a more general marketing team. It may be a demand generation function. It could be a campaign marketer. But the key areas of focus that we really think about and we really are focused on is lead generation and awareness, content and campaign development, and positioning information. Marketing tends to need training, content and messaging, buyer persona, and marketing information. And from them, we need channels to test and feedback. Feedback throughout this whole process, whether it's product, sales, marketing, or customer success, is so critical as we try to better position our products in the market and tighten how we're messaging, tightening the buyer personas, looking at new ways to collect feedback. And this all translates back to our marketers. And it's a close relationship where we are trying new things. They're being scrubbed in on our messaging briefs, our product briefs, our planning, our roadmaps. And it's such an important partnership to have. And one of the key things that, I can deliver, and I think all product marketers can deliver to the marketing team, is buyer personas. They are critical to the success of any sales or marketing organization. They provide deeper insights on customers by outlining their motivations and behaviors, and they're backed by psychographic and behavioral data. Creating buyer profiles helps teams understand the ideal buyer, create unique positioning, and drive demand and customer retention. So from that perspective, we are not only providing the information that we collect through the development of research initiatives or surveying or just calling customers or prospects to get more information, but we're also taking that feedback in. And so from there, from both of us sort of iterating on our messaging and our understanding of the market and our buyer personas, we're able to lead updates or increase our lead volume, our brand awareness, test out messaging, look at the channels that we've tested. When we do a launch, figure out which were the best channels, what was the best messaging, and try to go from that introduction point in the product lifecycle to the growth stage. And then we really step on the gas when it comes to marketing campaigns. So the next area and function I'll chat through is the sales function. I just wanted to pull this stat. So according to Harvard Business Review, excuse me, there are 6.8 people involved in B2B purchases. Needless to say, that's a lot of people to convince for one sale. So I just thought this stat was very insightful, and it's what we tend to find at EverFi, is that there's multiple buying centers, multiple people involved in a deal, especially if it's a high dollar deal. And so that is why communication and persona development, as we mentioned earlier, is so critical. So where I'm focused with sales is lead generation, making sure we're building pipeline, and that's through great storytelling, giving them the talk tracks or scripting that they might need, having great training where they really understand the product, they understand its position in the market, the buyers that would be interested in purchasing a product or service. and why, and what are those behavioral psychographic data points that they can use to deepen a conversation around our products or services. And sales needs from us, I've sort of gone around this: messaging, buyer's journey resources, as well as pricing information. And from them, persona information and feedback. Your sales team is constantly in the market. They're constantly out talking to prospects. They're closing deals or they're losing deals. Each win or loss is a new opportunity to really understand, how did the messaging work? Is this persona the right fit? Is there another person we need to consider in the buying process? What does the buyer's journey look like? How can we tighten the information that we're giving to demand gen, who might be owning the website? How can we interlock all of these different functions at our organization to sharpen the spear when it comes to releasing our products or services in market? And this is where, again, the role of product marketers is so critical. We are the central cog. We are the quarterback for bringing products to life, putting them into market, and following up post-launch. And when you think of the product marketing role from that perspective, even if you are not a PMM, but you do a lot of the PMM tasks, it lets you lead from a position of strength, and it really puts you in the position of helping to shape in a strategic, streamlined way how your products, your services, your rebrand, your M&A initiatives are going into market. And from that, by working with sales, you can get feedback loops open that will help increase month over month, quarter over quarter, your lead generation, or at least indicate to you where messaging might be light, where you need to lean in when it comes to training. Maybe it is more on the market landscape perspective. Maybe it's more on the functions of the particular product or the nuts and bolts of the service you're bringing to market. All of this information and collaboration is so critical in order to have a successful product, a successful launch, and a successful go-to-market strategy. So, customer success. This is a critical role. Customer success marketing also sits at an intersectional position. It's between product, marketing, and the customer success team. So you might be working with another marketer, or you might be working with the customer success team themselves. And we really leverage them at my organization to interview current and prospective customers, to validate research and gain more specific insights. We do use client feedback to shape our roadmap, to understand what's resonating, to understand what gets our customers excited, and to evangelize our product, or to say, I'm no longer interested and don't want to renew. I saw this quote as I was doing some research on customer success, and it's really insightful. It said, businesses face renewal sales processes constantly. Each time a customer sees the monthly or quarterly or annual subscription payment, they wonder, should I be paying for this? Renewal conversations occur with much greater frequency than with perpetual software sales. And I think, if you think at a micro level, if you're selling something smaller or more direct to consumer, and something larger like a SaaS product, with everything going on around us and budgets tightening, priorities being placed elsewhere, your customer success team is at the front line of maintaining those renewals or helping to assist with upsells, really understanding the customer. And by keeping close collaboration with them, having open access to customers and the feedback that your customer success team is collecting, as well as what they are doing on their own research side and the conversations they're having internally, you can start to shape a really great perspective on what to do after that post-launch. It's been 3 months, 6 months, a year. A new feature is coming out on a product that's already in market, or a new service aspect is coming out. How can you work with your customer success team to really understand what our customers love about the products, what they don't like, and how can we use their insight from the field directly to inform the roadmap, inform the go-to-market strategy, make sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's when it comes to making meaningful updates, and taking all of this back as a product marketer to your product team, to your demand gen team, or your brand marketing team, to your sales team, and really like carving out that story. So something I want to just mention, those are the main groups that I work with. I know there are so many different teams that you might work with in a situation where you are really quarterbacking that relationship or pushing forward on that initiative. So this is 11 major keys for collaborative success. It's something I came up with a while back with one of my mentees. And in a virtual world, it's so important to really keep that collaborative success. Make sure you're pushing forward on your initiatives. You're setting yourself up for success, your products or services up for success, and your relationships with your cross-functional teammates for success. So the top 11 tips that I have are: be on time, give notice if plans have changed. I know for me personally, my schedule with meetings is a little bit of a game of Tetris right now. So it's important for me to have respect for my colleagues by just giving them, fair warning that things are a little unpredictable at the moment. Coming prepared. One thing that's helped me during this time is, even if it's a small meeting, creating a quick deck that just outlines key points and then writing notes in. Since we're not face-to-face in person, sometimes it can be a bit challenging to make sure we're capturing everything and showing up mentally prepared and ready to take in new ideas, brainstorm. And so number 4 kind of ties into that, is follow up. As a product marketer, it's really going to be your role to keep pushing forward on the launch plan, on the go-to-market strategy. You're going to have demand gen helping you with perhaps website and email copy and putting together a blog post. You might have customer success doing an announcement to partners. Your PR team's doing a press release. In the product marketing role, you're really the hub for all the spokes in this collaborative world to get a product into market. Another thing that another item I think is really important is disconnecting from tech while you're virtually face to face. I know this is not always able to happen, but putting down your phone while you're, for example, on a video call, signals that you're in tuned and focused. Number 6, pretty simple, say thank you. 7, show compassion. We're advocates of the customer. We live and die for the customer. We're the person that always shows up for them. So when you can and as you can, be sure to show that same amount of enthusiasm and passion for your colleagues and their current situation navigating this new normal. Number 8, be aware of your time, your mental health, and your workload. Don't take on too much. Products can get launched. Just make sure you're collaborative and open with the fact that you might need a break. You might need to take some time to do some more reflection. You might need to sprint some weeks and slow down others. Currently, my organization does a good job of reminding me it's not work from home. It's work from home during a crisis, a global crisis. Number 9, ask clarifying questions. Make sure you're super clear on next steps with everybody that's involved with your go-to-market strategy, your launch plan. Don't leave anything on the table if you're confused. There's no such thing as a stupid question when you are coming from a place of being kind of in control of what happens next with a go-to-market strategy or a launch plan. Be flexible kind of ties back to number 8. And number 11, don't change your respect level with a title. Everyone deserves it. I think this is so important. No matter who you're working with, if it's an intern, if it's a VP, make sure you're showing everybody the same level of respect. Product marketing plays such a unique role at all organizations. And it's so important to make sure that our perception is always great. We are the gold standard of internal communication, of allyship within our organizations. Another key point I wanted to address on this slide is what to do if you don't have a PMM at your organization. My previous role at a consulting firm, I was a marketing campaign manager, but really was playing a light touch sort of PMM role for our services. Wasn't called that, but a lot of the things that I was working on or putting together were in line with what a product marketer does. So I think that, you don't need a PMM title to take ownership of PMM strategy, tactics, initiatives. And to everyone out there that might be a marketing manager and is thinking, I want to be a PMM, or I feel like we should have a PMM at our organization, I want to share just a bit of advice really quick before we touch on the next slide. And that's, don't think you have to have the right background for product marketing. A lot of product marketers I know have very different backgrounds. Product marketing requires a wide range of competencies, so no single background or skill set alone is a must. If you're trying to advocate for why a PMM should be in your organization, my suggestion would be to look for opportunities that showcase how you or someone on your team is developing key skills that a product marketer needs, and it's a need on your team. So research, analysis, storytelling, teaching, and planning. Product marketing sits at the intersection of so many parts of an organization. So take any chance, or give somebody on your team a chance to play quarterback and bring something from concept to reality. This is one way to really advocate for getting that role into your organization. And so for this slide, it is June 2020. So we are right about to hit 2H, second half of the year. And I just wanted to go over, from the collaboration perspective, how I am thinking about my 2H plan. So this past week, I had a really great meeting that was just high level, getting the ball rolling for the product launches I have in the second half. I involved the top line cross-functional leaders for an hour meeting to go over our second half plan. So the first half of the meeting was reiterating what product marketing does, how we t-shirt size our product launches, where the product launches fall on that t-shirt size matrix, and what we require and what we will put out in terms of collateral for each size launched. From there, I discussed at a high level what the market landscape looks like now. How are we re-envisioning the products that we're putting to market, and how can we meaningfully put them into market when customers are changing their needs, their wants, their outlook so rapidly during this time. From there, we walk through each of the 4 launches. And we walk through it from this example that you'll see. So it's sort of like the highest level PMM timeline. We walk through it from the product line owner's timeline so that the cross-functional team members could really see where the product and engineering start and stop points are, and where the PMM picks up and the other functions will pick up. So throughout the product launches, I'll start very early with a messaging brief, naming, pricing, but then I'll start to loop in demand gen and just have light touch conversations around what I'm seeing in the market, what is the demand generation director seeing in the market, and how can we come together to really shape the necessary assets that she'll need, that they'll need for a successful launch, and to start building demand and to building pipeline for sales. We also talked through what the other product marketing practitioner on my team that handles, since we are an ed tech company, handles the teacher and user side for our sponsored courses, how she was going to market, what the education side was doing for teachers during this time, for updating how they are training in this new world. And it was really a collaborative experience. And my best piece of advice for starting with second half is take it from that high level, go extremely high, make sure everybody's on board with the roadmap ahead, and then break it down. And you, as the PMM or the person, in charge of that, make sure you are educating other cross-functioning team members at each point to say, this is what we're seeing in the market. This is the buyer personas that we believe are going to be most interested. And this is how we think we can potentially grow, deepen our penetration in the market, and scale upward with building pipeline. So with that, I just want to have a quick conclusion here before I flip to the last slide. Just a quick reminder: sales thinks that they can do it. Marketers think that they're doing it. Organization leaders think they've done it. But product marketing owns the go-to-market and collaboration strategy across the organization to build launch plans and increase demand. Product marketers are doing this through launch planning, research, supporting marketing, sales, customer marketing, campaigns, and resource needs, through the launch process and the post-launch tasks. Even better, everything I've shared today can be used by teams that might not have a product marketer. And like I mentioned earlier, if your team doesn't have a product marketer, try to designate some portion of someone's time to tasks that product marketers tend to do. That way you'll be ensuring that you're looking ahead, planning ahead, and can keep your customers front and center, because that will be so critical over the next weeks, months, and years. So I just wanted to end on this slide. As I mentioned at the start of my talk, we are living in a time that is both transformational and uncomfortable. As product marketers, we play a critical role in our organizations as they navigate this new normal. We connect customers' needs to the value of each of our organizations, products, and services. We understand the voice of the customer and are champions for them. We have unparalleled knowledge and can assist teams in articulating our product, services, unique value proposition to the market. We can build demand and create successful go-to-market strategies with collaboration at the center. This approach is critical and will be from now till forever. So with that, I thank you for coming to my talk. Don't forget to listen to all the incredible speakers throughout this week. And don't forget to join the conversation by using hashtag PMMFest. And if you're interested in any of the resources that I used for this talk, or if you'd like to learn more and maybe have a chat about your go-to-market strategy, feel free to find me on LinkedIn, Alex Verdon, and I'm happy to share the appendix that I used for this talk. So with that, have an awesome day, and I'll see you around the festival.